I'm not just Sondra London, and I'm not just someone who has, in the past, had a close personal relationship with a felon. I am a journalist, and as such, I represent all journalists.
Although the judge ordered London to fork over the money, she hasn't paid up. Today, the state asked London be sanctioned and forced to make an accounting of Rolling's items she still has.
That's what we were entitled to 10 weeks ago, and that's what we want today.
But London, through a new attorney, argued the judge should issue a stay while London appeals the decision. This time, the judge agreed with London.
I am going to grant the motion to stay conditionally.
In court, London snaps a picture of the Assistant Attorney General. Outside, she says she's been unfairly singled out by the state.
If they are not going to do this to every other journalist, why then they are discriminating against me.
Free speech is free speech. It's the same for a journalist as it is for a victim. And the state of Florida, the legislature has not carved out an exception saying except for people who happen to have a relationship with the murderer.
And we are joined right now by Sondra London. She is in Jacksonville, Florida, and she, of course, is the author of The Making of a Serial Killer. And joining us also tonight, Eric Block. He is Sondra London's attorney. He is also in Jacksonville, Florida, and he is joining us with Miss London. But I'm going to start, of course, with Sondra London, and I'm going to begin by asking you, first of all, are you going to follow the judge's orders? The list of items that you still have from Danny Rawling, the $15,000 from the Globe, and the good faith effort to do what you have been ordered to do?
Well, yes, of course. I respect this court's jurisdiction and will comply. It is the state that seeks to claim this money.
Indeed.
Okay. And when the state claims it, according to this statute, they will be dispersing 1/4 of it to the victims' families and another 1/4 to Danny Rawling's dependents. According to the agreement that I have with Danny Rawling doesn't get a cent.
Indeed,
the money that is due here is due to me as a journalist, and it is my fee, and I'm entitled to have it. It is my money, and the state's holding it. They need to give it back to me. I'm saying that that money is my journalistic fee. Both of us worked on this book.
This is not somebody who simply is managing money that was brought in from a book that she had nothing to do with. She has intellectual property rights to this book. She co-authored this book. And clearly the legislative intent of the statute is to keep murderers from profiting from their crimes by selling books. It's undisputed that's been done in this case. No one has even alleged that Danny Rawling is receiving any money. No. And so there's a huge question that the appellate courts need to answer is, what does that mean? What does it mean, people acting on their behalf? Clearly, we believe that to be susceptible to this statute, the state needs to show that Danny Rawling is conferred some benefit through Sondra London. There is no benefit conferred. He is on death row. Sondra London has committed no crime.
First of all, I'm a journalist, okay? I have published 3 books. I have published dozens and dozens of articles internationally and nationally. I produced 5 exclusive interviews with serial killers for Current Affair, including an exclusive interview on the JFK assassination. Okay, let me answer that if you don't mind. I am a journalist, first of all. Second of all, there is not one type of law covering journalists and another type of law covering mere citizens. The law is the same. Okay, so all this talk over whether or not my journalistic approach...
Surely you can understand the court's dilemma when looking at this legislation, whomever may benefit, whatever the policy reasons behind it, in separating the part of this work that is you from the part of it that is Danny Rawling. It's unique.
Ma'am, there has been no effort on the state's behalf to separate anything.
There's been no attempt to separate Ms. London's efforts from Danny Rawling's efforts. They have taken every dime.
Eric Block, if that sounds as though that would be something you would be open to, if they would somehow try to segregate the two.
Well, it's a start, but that hasn't even happened in this case. What they have said is, first of all, the statute, the reading of the statute clearly says this statute applies to accounts of crime only. Well, now we've got a final judgment that takes into account bubblegum wrappers with Danny Rawling's signature on it. Now, how is that an account of crime? Artwork that Danny Rawling has done, how is that an account of crime?
All right.